The story of Joseph long ago, there lived a man named Jacob who had 12 sons. He loved them all. But one son held a very special place in his heart. That son was Joseph. Joseph was one of the youngest, and Jacob loved him deeply. To show this love, Jacob gave Joseph a beautiful coat made of many colors. It was carefully crafted and unlike anything his brothers owned. Whenever Joseph wore it, everyone could see that he was favored. Joseph's brothers noticed this too, and it hurt them deeply. They worked long days in the fields, tending sheep, while Joseph often stayed closer to home. When Joseph reported their mistakes to their father, their frustration grew into resentment. The colorful coat became a symbol of everything they felt was unfair. Things became even more difficult when Joseph began to have dreams. In one dream, Joseph and his brothers were binding bundles of grain in a field. Suddenly, Joseph's bundle stood upright, while his brothers' bundles bowed down to it. When Joseph told them about the dream, his brothers were angry. They asked him if he really believed he would one day rule over them. Not long after, Joseph had another dream. This time, the sun, the moon, and 11 stars bowed down to him. When he shared this dream, his brothers' hatred grew stronger. Even Jacob was troubled by what he heard, though he quietly wondered what these dreams might mean. One day, Jacob asked Joseph to go and check on his brothers, who were far away watching the sheep. Joseph set out to find them, wearing his coat of many colors. When his brothers saw him approaching from a distance, their anger boiled over. They called him the dreamer and began to plot against him. At first, they wanted to kill him. But one brother, Reuben, convinced them not to take his life. Instead, they grabbed Joseph, stripped him of his colorful coat, and threw him into an empty pit. Joseph cried out, but no one listened. Later, as they sat and ate, a group of traveling merchants passed by. Another brother, Judah, suggested that they sell Joseph instead of killing him. So they pulled Joseph out of the pit and sold him into slavery. He was taken far away to Egypt, a land he had never seen, surrounded by people who spoke a different language. To hide what they had done, the brothers took Joseph's coat, tore it, and dipped it in animal blood. They brought it back to their father, making it look as though Joseph had been killed by a wild animal. When Jacob saw the coat, he was overwhelmed with grief. He mourned deeply, believing his beloved son was gone forever. Meanwhile, Joseph arrived in Egypt and was sold to an official named Potiphar. Even as a slave, Joseph worked hard and remained faithful. Over time, Potiphar noticed that Joseph was trustworthy and capable. Everything Joseph did seemed to succeed, and soon he was placed in charge of the entire household. But once again, Joseph's life took a painful turn. He was falsely accused of a crime he did not commit and was thrown into prison. It seemed as though everything had been taken from him again. Yet even in prison, Joseph did not lose hope. He continued to serve others and remained faithful. Before long, he gained a reputation for being able to interpret dreams. Years later, Pharaoh, the ruler of Egypt, had troubling dreams that no one could explain. A servant remembered Joseph and told Pharaoh about him. Joseph was brought out of prison to stand before the king. Joseph explained that the dreams meant there would be 7 years of great abundance, followed by 7 years of severe famine. He also gave wise advice on how to prepare for what was coming. Pharaoh was amazed by Joseph's wisdom. In that moment, Joseph's life changed forever. He was placed in charge of all Egypt, second only to Pharaoh himself. When the famine came, people from many lands traveled to Egypt to buy food. Among them were Joseph's brothers. They stood before him, not recognizing the brother they had betrayed years earlier. Joseph recognized them immediately. He tested their hearts and saw that they had changed. At last, Joseph revealed who he was. His brothers were terrified, expecting punishment. But Joseph chose forgiveness. He told them that, although they meant to harm him, God used their actions for good to save many lives. Joseph welcomed them and reunited with his father, bringing healing to a broken family. The story of Joseph reminds us that life does not always unfold the way we expect. There may be moments of jealousy, betrayal, and loss. But even in the darkest times, purpose can still be at work. Joseph lost his coat, his freedom, and his family for a time. But he never lost his purpose. This story teaches us that forgiveness is stronger than revenge. Faith can endure through suffering, and what may seem like the end of the road can become the beginning of something far greater. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss our next story. See you then.